Okay, so for now we don't have anything to do from the C panel, I believe.
Yeah.
Have you copied it? Where is it? No, it's not here. We don't have anything to do around the C panel for now, at least for now. So what we want to do is to go into design itself and see how far we can go. Bearing in mind that next week is the last Saturday that we have. So which means whatever you learn today will be applied towards your project.
I have a question, please.
Yes.
So I realized that you're needing internet to do the website.
Yes.
Is it possible to come in here within the week?
Yes, you can. I'll make arrangements for you to be able to come in. Okay, so it's copying. So while it's copying, so let's take a look. We've taken a look at. I think last week we looked at the post. We looked at media. We looked at pages. We looked at comments, and now that you have installed the DV, you should have access to projects. Then I think here was where we stopped last week, which is the appearance. The appearance is about the most important part of building a WordPress site. From the name appearance, it means that it guides you into what your website is basically going to look like. This is where you set the colors, this is where you arrange your menu, this is where you choose your fonts, what font you want your website to have. This is where you choose the little details as to the links, the colors of the links that you want to use throughout your website. This is where you get all of that done. This is where you set your footer. This is basically the information that the outlay of your website. This is where you see it. So, Michael, you keep trying this. I don't know why you're not able to do it. I think right now we need to buy our own computers because the computers have been just No, I'm even talking to myself. The computers here are, maybe I've offended Benita today, so I will see her after the.
She's not the one that gave you now.
I'm just joking. You send it from your phone, right? Okay, so you can try the two. Anyway, so again, under the appearance, you have customization. Do we know what widgets are? You don't know what widgets are. Your to-do is filtering into our recording, Michael. So widgets are, when you see some websites at the bottom, you see some information. Some people can put logo at the bottom of the page. Some people can decide to put logo. Some people can decide to put about, them. Some people can decide to put calendar. Some people can decide to put their posts and every other thing. So the widget is what helps you to manage that. And from here, you also see menus. You see if you want your website to have a background, you don't want it to be like a plain white background. You want to use an image as a background. You also, have that. Then, of course, we have the plugins. The plugins are tools, or what we call, they are like tools, and they are also, they could be apps that helps you manage other things that WordPress statutorily will not give you. So for example, you want to have a form on your website. You don't want to use the form that comes with your theme. You want the form to be able to collect specific data that other themes, the theme you're using may not be able to give you, or WordPress will not be able to give you. So if you go into the plugin market, you will see different types of forms that you can use. I mean, I'll be making recommendations as to the forms that you can use that will not break your website. So one thing you always have to bear in mind when it comes to plugin, WordPress relies on plugin to a large extent to manage so many things. So what you want to know is compatibility of the plugin you want to use with the theme you're using. So sometimes a plugin that is not compatible with your website can totally crash your website. So to revive that website, you now need to start doing test and play to see which of the website plugin you have installed is actually causing the conflict on your website. So it's always very, very good that when you go into the plugin market, you look at the review of the plugin. You also look at the number of people that have used the plugin. If the number of people that have used the plugin is few, then that means there's something, maybe there's something wrong with the plugin, and so you'll be able to do that. Then we talked about users. This is where you can also set different types of users for your website. So this is where you also give role to. So for example, on your website right now, you are an administrator. If you give a role of contributor to another person on your website, everything you see here, the person will not see everything. The person will only see the aspect that is, directly related to the role they are playing on your website. Every other thing, they will not be able to see. If you give someone the role of an editor, the person will probably just see posts, pages, media, every other critical detail about your website, the person will not be able to see. So that's, and when you're setting users, of course, you know that you will have to put the person's name, email address, and all of that, because the person will now use their email address that you have set to log into the website. Have you been able to copy? Yeah. Okay, so now you go to, okay, you can meet Josiah to, okay, so you can upload it from here. I think you should be able to. So just click on add new and then add that. So that's it. Then another critical thing here would be, your tools, the tools that you have for the website. For example, if you want to export your website, everything that you have on your website, you want to export it somewhere, maybe as a backup or whatever, this is where you do it. If you want to import what you have exported onto another website or back on your website, this is also where you do it. This site health per time tells you the health of your website, whether something needs to be updated, whether there's a security breach or anything, you have that. If you want to export your personal data, this is where you also do it. Now, here is, the settings for your website. So let's take a look at general first, before we now begin to go, because after we're done with this settings area, we're now going to be working basically with the appearance and the div going forward. So here is general. What you see is your site title. You can edit it. When you were setting up the site, you had edit, but perhaps by the time you're done building, you reflected and you want to change what your site is known for and all of those things. You can change it here. Now, you can't change here because the moment you change here, the site goes off, right? Because this is the URL to your website. Now, this is the admin email, so you can decide to change your admin email here. What happens here is when you decide to change the email address for your admin, the email address you now put an email will be sent from WordPress to that email, and so you have to confirm. The moment that is confirmed, here will change to the admin email. Then here is where you want to, if your site is a membership based site where people can sign in and sign out and all of that, this is where you set it that okay, anybody can register. Now when they register, what is the pathway that you want to have when they register? Do you want them to register as a subscriber? Do you want them to register as a contributor? Do you want to register as an author, editor, administrator? You have to assign that role, here on. The language you want to use on your website is important that you set it here. Now, this place is very, very important, especially for those of us who will be building blog sites, for example. If you don't choose the right time, when you post and schedule forward, it will not drop at the time that you expect it to drop. So it would drop at the time zone that you have set. So for example, this is West Africa time, and you want a post to drop at 3 p.m. and you have chosen UTC or you've chosen Eastern time. It would probably drop plus 5 hours or 6 hours because it's Eastern time or UTC. So you always want to choose the correct time for your website. That's if you're doing a post. So you look through here and you choose the closest time to you. If there's no Nigeria here, you choose maybe London, but you also know that when you choose London, there are times and seasons of the year where London is an hour ahead of us. So you always have to bear that in mind when you post. But it's important for those who are building, who are going to be scheduling forward. Now, here is, Lagos is there, yeah. So here, date format, when you post, how do you want the dates to come to show if you're going to be showing the dates? Do you want it to show as May 28, 2022? Or all of those? You have to set that here. Now your week, when does it start? Why they are asking the start of week here is because, for example, remember the psychiatric hospital website that I showed you. On those websites, people make appointments, so which means that it is important for them to set when their week starts. Some people's week, they will say starts on Sunday. Some people will say their own week starts on Monday. So depending on the data you're collecting on your website. And then again, when you say your week start, one other reason this is also used is when you're now getting traffic reports for your website. When you're getting visitors report and all of that, how many persons have accessed your website. The data will be presented per day, per week, per month. So if you set your week starts on Monday, then that means it's Monday to Sunday. So the report that you get is Monday to Sunday. So you always have to do that. Now I will remember there's one particular plugin that I want you to install. I will remember it because it helps you with all these things that I've said now. So I will remember, I think it's let me see, it's Jetpack. So all of you should install Jetpack on your website.
Is it free?
It's free. A portion of it is free. A portion of it is paid for. But right now, what you need is the free version for what I'll be explaining to you. So just install the
How do I know the GPL is
okay, so you click install now. So once it's installed, you will see, it will tell you that right now it's installing. So So once you install the Jetpack, you activate it. Then I'll quickly show you what it does.
Plugins that are not using.
Yes, you can. So once you've installed, you will see this. This is the page that will come to you. Are you almost okay? It's still loading. Just hold on. It will upload. So this is what you see, and so you set up the Jetpack. So Jetpack also helps you. So if you have a website and the website also posts information, maybe blog or articles or all of that, by the time you've installed your Jetpack, it will also help you to be able to manage your website on your phone, right? So you'll be able to sign into WordPress by downloading the WordPress app. And then so in posting, in making quick edits, you can actually just quickly do that on your phone. And it also plugs in directly to the theme that you have installed. So even if you want to make major, corrections on your website, with the theme combined with the Jetpack, you can always do that. So here, this is what it tells you to do. You remember that this is the email, this is your admin email. So it will pull your admin email. You will choose a username. Yes.
Sorry, on that setting, that's where you change this to red 0. I know that when you are setting up your
You're
WordPress,
supposed to open an admin email.
they already have that's info now.
And so if you're using the info is already there.
Yes, is it the one you're changing to this in the settings, or is the one?
No, I didn't change anything. I'm just showing you that if in case you want to change your email address, the email address that you have used have been issued. If you want to change it, you can change it in settings.
Okay.
So right now, because for this website, I used this as the admin had an issue, so I'm not changing it. So here what you want to do is you choose a username, and then I'm not going to be doing that because this website is migrating to another website for me. It is under construction. Once it's done, it's going to the main website, so there's no point for me to. So you choose your username, the username that you want to use, and then you choose a password, and then you create your account. This is your Jetpack account. Yes. So this is your Jetpack account, right? So, but let me do it just in case. Yes.
The email, that side of the email, I didn't use the info, I used my personal email.
It's okay. Yes, it's okay. So this is taking so long to install. Let's just wait. Okay. Come on. Let's see. Is the AC too much for you guys? Or it's okay? Okay. Has it installed? Yeah, it's still installed. So now that you have,
Sorry.
yes,
My username is like I chose with the Z there said not available.
you just put something behind it. I
But
remember
my
it.
note is Z or something.
Yes,
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. It's just for you to remember what you have used for your Jetpack. That's it. So now we have this. It takes you to this page where it says pay for whatever. You're not paying for anything at this point. You just want to use the free version. So you click on the free. Okay.
something. Don't look back there.
It's already taken.
It's still getting.
Okay, so are we good? But you can still follow, just follow so that you can quickly catch up once it's done. Now, what you want to do here is you want to set what you're using, what your website is about, what you're setting it up to be. Is it a personal website? Is it a business website? Is it a store? Is it order? So I am just going to choose order and move on. So here, these are the things that, Jetpack can do for you. One is, downtime monitoring. If, for example, you can't be on your website 24/7. If it is down, Jetpack will send you an email to tell you that it is down. So you can set that now or you can set it later. So would you like related posts to display at the bottom of your content? So this is especially for those who are doing blog. Let's say you have a topic on politics. Do you want other topics that you have posted maybe in time past to also show at the bottom to say these are related to, do you want to install creative email? Do you want people to be able to subscribe? I personally don't use this. I prefer to use a plugin for this. I prefer to use MailChimp or Sendinblue or any of those things. So I can just go on here and say, not now. Would you like your sites to load faster? Everybody wants their sites to load faster. So you can do, all of this. Now, you have said you have installed your site accelerator. The only thing that you did not, install is the creative email. So what else do you want to do? Let's check. I think there's something that has to do with image optimization that should be done. Okay, again, here are the paid for, activities that you can do. Backup, every time you make anything on your website, if you pay for this, your site gets backed up. So if your website crashes, you can you can restore from the last backup and all of that. So let's go to the dashboard for Jetpack. Now this was what I was talking about setting when your week starts. You can see this will now be information about your website at a glance. How many views have you had today? All those information about the views that you've had, every and anything that you want to see. This is here, performance and growth. You can see here, image accelerator is already, selected. If it's not selected on yours, you would want to select it. And this was what I was talking to you about, being able to access the website on your phone. You can see that this has now been, connected to your WordPress mobile app. So when you download your mobile app, if you're signing in, you're not signing in using what you have used on the phone or on the computer. You can just sign in using your Jetpack username and password, and then you move on from there. So you can do all that. Now, let's now get back to designing itself. Is it on? So please just give me 1 minute so that Michael can also. Okay. I wish you were ready so that we can all be on the same page, but let it just keep running. So what we want to do now is, let's go to appearance. Now we want to begin to build our website. You have installed the theme, you have everything. So the first thing we want to do is to set the basic settings for the website. So here you can see there are two ways you can go about that. You know that we have installed Divi. This theme also has connected to the main WordPress appearance and also spooled its own appearance. So you have the theme customizer here, you have the theme options, and you have all of that, which you can also get the customizer here. So you can, to customize your website, you can either go through the WordPress appearance or you go through the Divi customizer. So, but the first thing we want to do right now, because we're using the Divi theme, let's go to Divi and choose Divi option. As in?
But you saying the update?
Yes. So I'm giving you the version that is not updated right now. By the time we're wrapping up the program, I'll give you the license. So which means that you will now be able to update it. I'm not doing that now because it's a lazy man's approach. The moment I give you the license, you'll just be using the templates to design. I want you to be able to design a website without using the templates. Once you're able to do that, it becomes easy for you to manipulate the templates that are available for whatever purpose. But if you just go ahead to design using templates, you will not really learn much of anything because it's already built for you, you're just changing. So that's why I'm giving you that. So you don't need to update that right now. Just go to theme options, click on theme options. So someone will have to catch Abib up. Abib, why did you come late? Okay, you should have sent a message ahead that you will be coming late. So someone can catch him up on how to upload the new the WordPress, or does your WordPress have appearance? So you have to teach him how to do that, and then okay, so it's installing now. So from here, are we on the same page?
Yes.
Okay, so let me walk you through. This is the dashboard for Divi, basically. So let's just run through the things that are on this dashboard, and then we'll begin our design. So the first thing you want to see here, you can see general. Under general, this is where you put your logo. So you already have your logo, upload your logo now.
Oh wow.
Hey, I don't want to see you.
No problem. We don't have logo, but it
So-
seems like this is
Yeah, so the logo, Divi will use its own logo for now, when you now have your logo. Or you can create something on Canva, whatever. But right now, the Divi logo will be there for you. Now, the next thing is fixed navigation bar. What do you know anything about fixed navigation bar? Do you know what fixed navigation bar is all about? Okay, so let me show you what fixed navigation bar should do for you. Let's do.
You can just use any image for now.
Yes, or Divi has a logo, is already there, so you can change it later. So let's use which website can I use?
Sorry.
Yes,
Where's the logo? Or it's just continue?
just continue. Just continue. Okay, so you want to activate now.
Go on the
Okay. So now we're on the same page, right? But you're supposed to download you'll do that later, your jetpack. So you can note it down somewhere to download your jetpack. So we're now on the same page. So what you want to do is come here and choose team option. Okay, so what you do is, if you want to upload, you just click upload here and you are able to choose the image. So let's just demonstrate it. So once you click upload, once you click on this upload, it will take you to where you have the images uploaded already. If you don't have them, if you don't have the logo uploaded already, what you do is you just click on upload file here, and then you pick the image you want to use as your logo. And then I would appreciate if you maybe just find a demo logo somewhere, because there will be some settings on the logo that I would want you to try out. So you can just, do like quickly find a logo. Yes, but for your demonstration, just find a logo. Okay, so you pick your logo so that you can. No, you can go and create later. Just go on Google.
Well, I don't think we should wait for the logo. There is something we do by ourselves now. Change have a logo.
There's a setting that you need to practice, except you will note it down. So let's just go on. The settings that I want you to test out, you will have the video, so you can watch it and then. So the next thing is, I was talking about fixed navigation bar. This is what it means. When you scroll, you can see, just watch, you see this primary menu, you can see that it is fixed. When you scroll up, it is fixed. It is not moving. Some websites, it will move. Some websites, it will disappear. So if you want there to be a fixed navigation on your website, you have to enable it right here. Now, what happened?
I went back from that time.
This is it. So this is where you are. So now, do you want to, in your website, is there going to be gallery? If there's going to be gallery, are you going to be using the DV gallery for your website? So if you want to use gallery, you put it here. You enable it. Now, this I find very useful, especially working with DV. Once you have your logo, this is always my advice. When you have your logo and you have, your logo would be, the colors of your logo will be your brand color, practically. So here I always want to just preset the colors that I want to use throughout the website. I want to do a preset. So what I do in that instance is I pick the colors of my logo, exact color of my logo.
This species, Wordpress is 6.0 already.
Yes,
Yeah, she changed it.
No, this he just.
Yeah, mine shows 6.0.
For those, then things under appearance to work.
Click on appearance. Let me see what you can see on appearance. Just no. Click on appearance. Let me
It's
see.
not in Wordpress yet. It's not in his. Don't worry, I'll just.
Rejoice, please. So, but put one here and then So what I want to do is, if you want to pick the exact color of your website, if you know how to use CorelDRAW, you know that you can pick your colors from CorelDRAW. If you cannot use CorelDRAW, what you want to do is, you want to go on Google. Just go on Google and type pick colors from image. Pick color palette from image, right? So I would suggest, let me see the one that I use most time. So I will suggest that you do, maybe you use the brand folder, for example. So here is what you do. If you choose the brand folder, is there any issue? So like I said, you want to preset your colors. So if you go to, if you go to brand folder, for example, and you choose the image that you want, in this case, I'm using this image. You can use any of the tools, but just don't use the Canva tool. So now you upload this on this website. Once it is uploaded, you will be able to see all the colors in your logo. So you can use any of these ones that are here. So as you can see, these are all the colors that were used to develop this logo. But one of the color is missing. This color is missing. So you can use, any other tool that will give you what you're looking for. You can use this color palette. Let's see if this will bring all the colors that we used for this logo. Anyways, once you have all of that, what you want to do is you want to copy these colors here, right? You want to copy the colors. This is the main color for this logo, right? So which means this is the main brand color for this website. So what you want to do is you just want to copy this. So once you copy this color, then you bring it back to your theme options, right? And then you start changing. So all you need to do is just change. So once you click on a particular color, the color that you have copied from the other side, you just paste it in this box. So it changes to that color. So here is where you preset all the colors that you want for the website.
The site uses colors.
You can just go to Google and say pick color from image, pick color palette from image. Any of the tools that you have, will give you all the colors that you want. Now, so now that you have set, this stage is very, very important. Otherwise, when you are building on the Divi, you will have to be imputing your colors manually. But if you have preset it, you don't need to be choosing colors manually. It will pull up itself, and then you will choose the color that you want. So now
You have to only copy one.
No, you copy all the colors from your logo. You just replace. Do you get?
How do we see?
Okay, so if I tap on one color there.
So here, let's do it. This is one color, right? DB 30 whatever. So you come here. So let me use a neutral color just to show you how it changes. So this is it, right? This is the original color here now. And this is, you can see, it's changed to this color already. Then you go back again.
The one you want to change, you click on the one you want to
How do we save that? The one we copied and put you save permanently.
It will be, you will save. Once you're done copying everything, then you will save here. So once you save, it is done. So I'm reverting back to my colors and saving my
So you
changes.
copy from there. You click on the one you want to change.
To change,
You
yes.
copy.
You,
Then
yes.
you go to another one and click again.
And copy. Or what you can do is just write down all your colors and then
And type
change,
it.
yes. So, are we good? Are we good?
So long.
Okay, so let's do it again.
No, wait. I'm about to send my logo to this.
Okay.
So you can just continue.
Okay. So the next thing you want to do is, again, we're still under general. The next thing you want to do, and why this general is important, is you're also presetting everything for your website right from here. So you want to see, do you want to grab the first post image? What this means is, that when you go to blog sites, for example, when you go to a blog site, you always see images, attached to a particular post. What this is saying is, do you want to always grab the first image you upload as your featured image, or you want to manually set your featured image? Yeah. Yes. The gray. So you want to do that. Do you want your website to be blog site mode? You want to set all that. Do you want your website to have a sidebar, especially your posts? Do you want it to have a sidebar? You put it there. If it's a sidebar, do you want it left or right? You set it. Do you want your shop page and category page? How do you want it to look like? If you have a shop page, do you want it to have sidebar where you can do advert and all of that? You set that up here. Now it's saying Google API key. For some websites, some websites would, under their contacts, they would want to be able to put the exact location, using a map. Before you can do that, you need a Google API. So if you have a Google API, then you put it here. You just, copy and paste here if you want to do that.
What's a Google API?
It's a key, that links whatever it is you're doing on Google to your website. So you have to generate it. So you just
You
go.
have a business now.
Yes.
That is new to Google.
Yes. Or you want an address, you want something, you want it to show directly on your website. You just go to Google, just do Google API, and then Google will guide you on getting your key. Now, do you want to use Google Fonts on your website? Divi has its fonts. It also plugs in to Google. So, which means that there are some normal fonts that you will not see anywhere else, but you have it on Google, you have it on Divi. So I always enable this. Google font subsets, I always disable it because, of course, I already have my Google font.
Is it possible to say you have special fonts somewhere else?
Yes, you can always upload your fonts.
Okay, there's a way to upload.
There's a way to upload your font. Now, we have talked about the Google Maps scripts and all of that. Before this Google Maps script will work, your API must have been set. Show Facebook icon. Do you want to show your Facebook icon on your website so that when people click
always come back here.
Yes. Do you want to have Facebook icon on your website so that it's linked directly to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram? I always disable my RSS because I don't like seeing it. The RSS is, they are like some sort of, your digital footprint, your metadata, your everything. If you click on the RSS, all your digital footprint, will show up. So that's the simplest way I can, explain it. Now, if you have selected that you want your Facebook to show your Twitter, can we have one class? What's going on? Oh, okay. So if you want to have all of those show, then here is where you put in the links. So once you have put in the links here, you don't do any other thing again.
So if somebody taps on my Facebook,
it takes them to your Facebook, right? So this is where you set that. Now, all of these, they are just, things that you can figure out on your own if you're using post or all of that. Now, do you want to have smooth scrolling on your website? Smooth scrolling means when you tap the icon, if you click smooth scrolling, something will always appear by the side of your website.
Yes,
If you click on it, it just moves. It takes you like zoom and zoom. Yeah. If you want to, do that. If you want to have back to top button, some websites will say, take me back to the top. You enable that if you want it. Now, enable responsive images. You always want to enable this. Now, here is where...
What exactly is that? Enable responsive images.
So your images are responsive at all times.
He wants to know what it means for image to be responsive.
It means when the image is showing on tablet, it is showing correctly. When it is showing on phone, it is showing correctly. These are just, practical things that you can do. Now, this place is also a very important aspect of the Divi, which is the custom CSS. Sometimes you want to just manipulate some things on your website.
Yeah,
Yes.
like, I wanted to put something like a moving train. So if I have the CSS, I can just...
You just put it here. But the CSS alone will not work here. You have to tie it in to the module. There's a module that you want the module, the moving train to be on, right?
Yeah.
The moving train, is it a video?
It's not a video, like...
A carousel?
Yeah, that changes sometimes the Bitcoin that and move.
Okay, so if you have the CSS, this is where you put it. But in the Divi, the particular module where that is going into, we'll get there. Then you'll be able to do that. So this is what this portion is for. Then, after you have done everything here, you save. Always save. Whatever changes you have made, you want to make sure that you're saving it. And until you see the green check mark, that's when you can move away. If you don't see the green check mark, it means that the changes you have made have not been saved. Now, let's take a look at performance. All of this you can go through yourself, right? Statutorily, they are all checked, so you don't necessarily have to do anything. If you go to navigation, the navigation tells me all the pages that I currently have on the website. And so if I want to have any other thing to do with it, I do all of that here. But basically, you don't have anything to do here. Builder, you don't have anything to do. It's been checked for you. Your layout has been checked for you. Your ads, if you want to...
Excuse me, I saw something on that layout. Can you just...
Okay.
And it shows comment on posts.
Yes.
This is what I'm doing, this does not need comments.
If you disable it.
So I'm just saying...
But you can... It is checked automatically here so that you don't keep going back. But per post, you can decide to enable comments or disable comments
When you want to post them.
when you want to post them. So you override the rule for that page here. Now, ads, if you want to be putting advertisements, this is where you set it. The size, once you say you want to, these are just...
Okay, for AdSense code and the rest.
Yes, this is where you do all of that. SEO, this is your search engine optimization. So what you want to do is, if you want to enable, so for me, I use YSEO to manage my search engine optimization. But you can also do that within, Divi as well, which, here you put your custom title, what you want for that particular, for your own page. That's what Google will pull for your website. So you want to set everything here, if that's it. Then integration, you really don't have anything to do here. Updates, this is where, when I give you the license, this is where you will put the username that I will give you and the API key that I will give to you, and then you'll save all your changes. Are we good here?
Very good.
Okay, so now let's start designing. Are we all on the same page, Abib and everybody?
No, I
Okay.
just started.
Okay, so let me give you 5 minutes to tidy up.
Yes, about the